What's good, y'all? This is Doug E. Fresh, and I'm right on time for summertime. 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 You ready?
Yes, I am. Aquaba to summertime, everyone. Today, I'm here with a living legend, human beatbox, Mr. Dougie Fresh. I am so honored to be with you today. Now, let me ask you, how does it feel celebrating Mr. Fat Joe today?
Well, Fat Joe is a friend of mine, very, very good friend. I mean, I've known him before he used to rap. He used to hang out like in this dressing room. Fat Joe used to be in my room, my dressing room. No rapping. I didn't even think he would rap. Now he went from not rapping to getting the key to this city.
Yes.
That is big. So I'm very proud of him, very happy for him. And that's why I decided to come up here and do this.
Yes, we're all very happy for him. Now,
He's a good guy.
Yes. Now, what is the secret to your longevity?
Well, I think the secret to longevity is staying humble and always willing to learn and never thinking that you know everything. See, because sometimes when you've been successful and you've been doing something for a long time, you think there's nothing new that you could learn. That's the beginning of the end. So no matter how long you do this, no matter how long I do what I do, I'm always learning something new. Today I learned something new from this show. We'll learn something new from another show. So for me, I think the key to longevity is always being a student, always having fun, and always being humble enough to receive the information that somebody might be giving you. Because there's a difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Sometimes when a person is attacking you to say a lot of negative things about you and stuff like that, they may not mean to attack you, they just don't know how to say it. So if you're able to listen to it, decipher it, kind of try to figure out where they're coming from and look at it, then you can make some decisions. And then sometimes you got people who are genuinely jealous of you, envious of you. So you got to be able to learn to see the difference in it. You know what I mean? But being a student is the number one thing I've learned in all these years.
Wow. And that's the thing that we should all continue to learn to be a student, because one thing I've heard is that life is always teaching you.
Right.
So you always learn something new from life. As long as your life keeps on going on, you learn something new.
That's right. And I went to Japan, and when I went to Japan, because I'm the guy that created the beatbox, right? So they'll call me sensei. And sensei, that means you're the master. But even though they're saying that, I tell them, I appreciate that, but I'm a student first. Because there's always something new to learn.
Yes.
There's always something new, like with your phone. You're always learning something new about it, right? You see what I mean? Why do you think each year they come out with a new phone? Because they're advancing the technology.
Yes.
Why do new ways of doing things come about? Because everybody is learning. Many, many years ago, there was no electric cars. Not that we remember. They were just regular cars. Now they got electric cars. Barry B talking about the car that fly. And that's coming. So I want a flying car. I'm just letting you know right now.
Me too. That would be nice if they could be flying cars. I hope that comes
fly
soon.
right out of here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I like. I like to constantly learn, and I like to. The one thing that I know is that I don't know everything. That I do know. You see? So the more I continue to learn, the better I'm able to become.
Yes. Now, one of my favorite songs from you has to be The Show, because it's just so humorous, and it's talking about a show while you're doing a show.
Right.
And then you perform it on the show.
Right.
So
right.
that's like really funny. And then you have the Inspector Gadget beat.
Right.
And I honestly think that the Inspector Gadget theme song is way better in their time, my parents' time, than it is in ours. So to hear that, I really enjoyed it. What went into that song?
Well, I mean, that song came to me in a dream. The idea came to me in a dream, and then I called up Will. I told Barry about it, and we started to put it together. And then I told Rick, and then we went over a friend of mine. His name is Teddy Riley. We went to his house, and another friend named Greg G lent him the equipment. And I had this idea, and I had these different things on my mind. So I started working with the drum machine, and everybody started contributing, and the idea came about. See, sometimes, ideas come to you at different times. And then I wanted to make a record where I was talking. So when I say, hey, yo, Doug, what? Put your ballies on. Yo, I was about to, but I need you see what I'm saying? Why? Because these should 6 minutes. See, so I wanted to make it so that it was more of an interactive style that rap wasn't doing at the time, because raps was just straight. They were just rhyming and rhyming. But I wanted to make it so it was a conversation, so you didn't feel like it was a rap. You see what I'm saying? So what I wanted you to feel, you made me know I did it then.
You did, and it was pretty dope. Like, I listened to it in the car, and I'm like, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And then, and then we put all of these elements into it. And I think the key to that song is that we were having a lot of fun. We didn't take it so serious. We knew what we liked, and we just was honest about what we liked, and we put it in there. And it's funny that all these years later, that song still does well, and it's one of my favorite songs.
Yes.
No question, one of my favorites.
Now, out of all the lessons that you learned, what is one lesson you wish you learned sooner before you started your career?
I think that I wish I learned a little bit about how people can be. Meaning that sometimes when you become successful, people change, and sometimes they don't know how to handle your success or handle who you're becoming. So you'll probably remember this, because as you become successful, you'll see people around you start to change. And you wish that you knew more about how to deal with that. Because while you're growing up, sometimes people can make you feel like you're wrong for wanting to be successful, wanting to be great. You have friends that'll be jealous. You have family members that might be, jealous of you or feel like you owe them something. I've been fortunate because a lot of my family is still around me, but I wish I learned that earlier, and I wish I learned that you got to have a good lawyer, a good accountant, and, you want to have a good manager. Because I call a bad manager a damager, because they will damage your career. You want to have a good agent, but it's hard to get all of these people together. You understand? It's very, very difficult. It takes time to get the right team together. And sometimes you may have one thing and you may not have the other. And it takes you time to find that other person, you know what I mean? And you may want somebody in your family to do it, but they may not be qualified to do that job.
Yes, and that's one thing I think we all need to learn.
About, right?
Yes.
I can tell you know what I'm talking about.
Now, Mr. Dougie, I have something for you. And I just want to warn you that my arms are pretty robotic, so please don't get mad at me. But I want to know what inspired this dance. I want to know what inspired that dance. I really do.
Well, there's a guy that me and Barry grew up with. His name is Louie Lou. Mm-hmm. And we used to go around, and Barry would DJ, and I'd be rhyming, and Louie would be dancing, and I'd be dancing a little bit, but not like Lou. Lou was, woof, he was serious. And so what happened is that from dancing with Louie Lou, going to the rooftop, and just dancing all around, like we always grew up dancing. So one time I just did it when I was dancing, because this is something we was doing in Harlem. Everybody was like, yo, do that again. And, and I did it on stage, and then people came back and said, I like that dance you did, man. I like that dance. And so I did it on stage, and then the next city, somebody said the same thing. Then I put it in the video. And it's funny, a friend of mine sent me a video when I first did it, and I looked at it, and I said, you know what? I've been doing this, because it's in the Rising to the Top video in the beginning with Guess Who. So I was looking at it and I said, wow, I've been doing this a long time. But it goes back to the thing I'm telling you. I was just having fun. See, like we'll be at a party and we'll go like this, right? And go, act like you hitting the ball. Act like, you shooting the ball. Act like, you bowling, you know what I'm saying? Act like you playing dice, So when you start playing, everything comes out of it.
Yes.
But if you are so serious, it doesn't. So, and it's funny too, because your age, older people, younger people, everywhere overseas, everybody does the Dougie.
Yes.
The president was on, somebody sent me a picture, a video of Biden, and he was going. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it, I said, all right, Biden, all right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I don't know. I just think that when you make up something and you have fun, that's natural. But when you're not having fun, it's very difficult to make up stuff.
I think that some of the greatest inventions that we have made was kind of made out of fun too. So It just shows how great we can be at creating things, at inventing things, and to make things, fun for us just by doing fun.
That's why we still do what we do, because when we get on, I still have fun. I'm serious about it, but I'm still having fun.
Yes.
I still like to do it with the guys that I grew up with because they still have fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, we did this for no money. And now we make money from it, thank God, but it's not what we did it for. I used to go to his house, to Barry's house, after school. Mm-hmm. And we would just be in there practicing, and then we would have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So when we on the road, I put on the writer that they got to give us food, and I put peanut butter and jelly on there. So we still eat peanut butter. And sometimes we trying to figure out who makes the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Will is the best. Barry's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, he don't even care. But Will, he be like a masterpiece or something, you know what I mean? But these are things we grew up doing. We still have fun doing it. And I'm just happy that I'm able to do it with friends and guys that, we all still are having fun. That's not normal. Sometimes you grow apart, and I think we all grow in our different ways and we do what we do. But we all come back to this one thing that we love.
Yes.
And that's what make it great. Like when we leave here, see, like he's sitting here dying to get out of here, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But see, he gonna shoot off and he gonna go play chess or go do something. And me and my son, we gonna go figure something out, maybe food. No, he can't eat right now, so that ain't happening. My father, you know what I mean? He ain't ready. He's close by. We gonna drop him off probably, but it's just everybody goes their own way, but we always come back to this. And that is a special thing. Not too many people could say that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
that's very important.
Yeah. And we still have fun.
Yes, and that's the most important thing, to have fun. And for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I love them a lot. I remember at 7 years old, whenever my mom and dad asked me to make them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I was like, ooh. And I would take my time. I would spread that peanut butter, plop down the jelly.
The peanut butter and jelly.
I do equate. My younger brother's trying to convert me to just peanut butter sandwiches. I'm like, nah, add a jelly in there too.
Yesterday we had just peanut butter at this show. And a friend of mine, he's in Beach Street, his name is Mr. Wave, he came there and he said, there's no peanut butter, we had honey there. He said, give me the honey, give me that. So now, we may start, I didn't try it, but he was acting like the sandwich so good. So I was gonna get one. I said, I'll try it another time. So peanut butter and honey. You had it? Did you get one? All right, well, he made one. And so now that might be the new thing. But the point is that we didn't have no jelly. So I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
But even though we didn't, he put the honey on there to make up for us. So.
Improvising.
Exactly.
Improvising. Now I was actually able to watch the movie New Jack City, and there was a part where you guys were on it, and I was like, ooh, wow.
They used our music. They used the show in New Jack City.
Yes.
And then like a lot of these movies, a lot of our music was really important at that
Yes.
time, you know what I mean? So, I mean, look, I'm just so happy that I'm able to have an interview with you.
Thank you.
And, I'm able to see, your father, your family around you and guiding you and supporting you because I had that same support, you know what I mean? And I think that it's a blessing. And you'll appreciate it later, all these little moments.
Yes.
You don't really know how important they are until you look back at them and you go, wow, that was crazy. We was in a trailer having a conversation about peanut butter and jelly. That's how
Now,
it worked.
now, I don't know if you remember from the first time I was able to interview you, but I live in Ghana, West Africa, and I'd like to teach you 3 words if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Akwaba, which means welcome.
Akwaba means welcome.
Etise, which means how are you.
And succinct means how are you.
Medasi, which means thank you.
Madasi. I like Madasi too, yeah. I've been to Ghana.
You have? How was
I've
that?
been to Ghana. It was beautiful. I went to Cape Castle. That was very interesting, the whole story. And Ghana is so beautiful. And it's so important for us to take a trip there and some of us to live.
Yes.
I'm looking at getting more land out in Ghana, and I'm actually doing a festival in Ghana.
Oh, wow.
I told your mom and dad about it. I'm doing a festival out there, and we're going to have you tied into it.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
Serious. I'm, like, you see, I made like the show. When I talk about it, it goes, but that's what it's about. See,
Yes.
I'll tell you this last thing. The way that you always make things manifest to happen, right, is a conversation creates an action.
Yes.
And an action creates a result. And that's how life goes. See, because sometimes you talk about stuff, but talking about things is a good way to start them.
Yeah.
So that's why I say a conversation creates an action. Like if you say, I want to be a journalist, that's a conversation. So now the action is you're doing it.
Yes.
And the result is that now you have done how many interviews now?
I believe over 300.
You see what I'm saying? So that is how everything works. It's a natural law. So in Ghana, I'm telling you, I'm doing a festival. I'm talking to some people that's tied into this president and also whoever's going to be the new president. And it's going to be a beautiful concert of all different styles of music and people from all over the world because I want more people to come to Ghana.
Yes.
And in Ghana, my birthday, I'm a Wednesday.
Yes.
What are you?
I'm a Sunday, so for Wednesday you become Kweku, and I am Issy. So next time,
Kweku is, what is that to me?
a Wednesday born. So because you're Wednesday born, you're Kweku. Actually, like my father. So
You're a Wednesday too?
Yes, I am.
And you know the first president of Ghana was a Wednesday.
Yep.
You see, I know a little bit about Ghana.
I'm proud that you know, though. That's amazing.
Saturday.
Yep. What's Saturday?
Kwame.
Kwame.
That's right, Kwame. That's who was that?
Kwame Nkrumah.
Because they have the museum there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's a fun fact, actually. Mr. Kwame Nkrumah actually came to the States to learn from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and he gained our independence in Ghana. We became the first sub-Saharan country to do so.
Wow, that's beautiful. I went through the museum. It's beautiful, and it's so much to learn about Ghana, and it's so much opportunity out there to do more international business. So when do you go back?
I'm trying to find that one because I really miss Ghana, though. Indefinitely, I don't know, but I would love to go to Ghana back soon.
Yeah, you gotta go back. You gotta go back. I was telling my father too, he gotta go to Ghana. Ghana is special. Hey, where did you just come from? You was in Zimbabwe?
No, I was in Tanzania.
Tanzania, what was that like for you?
It was cool. It was nice.
That's my son.
It was like, it was really poor. I'll say that. Very, very poor. Make you appreciate here a lot more. But it was nice. It was beautiful.
Yeah, for Ghana, there's certain things that make me appreciate over here because I remember before we moved to Ghana, I never worried about lights going off. In Ghana, doom so happened. And while that's kind of frustrating, it's also a learning moment for me. It teaches me one thing to be grateful, but it also teaches me how to move around and survive in a situation like that, where there's no lights, or maybe the water is not working, or maybe things are breaking.
Right. And it makes you learn how to survive.
Yes.
That's how in Costa Rica, I have a house there, and there was an electrical problem, and all electric cut off. And they had to come up there and fix the wires because the trees got in the way. But, you learn how to improvise.
Yes.
Or you think about, maybe I need a generator. You got to have a water well, so that you have fresh water. So just in case something happens. Filters on the other water. I think it's so important for us to learn about living in nature.
Yes.
When you see spiders, you're not going, ah! You understand that they're looking out for you. Like they're blocking and catching a lot of the little bugs that are running around. You know what I mean? So it's just being more open to nature and not being so afraid to learn. I went to Africa in '87. I was the first person in hip hop to go to Africa.
Wow.
I went to Senegal, Dakar, and I went to Gambia. And in Senegal, they have a thing called Gorée Island, and it's a door of no return, similar to what's at Cape Castle, right? So I was there. I went to Senegal, Gambia. I went to South Africa. I went to Sierra Leone, and I went to Ghana. And there's so many more places I'm going. I'm getting ready to go to Ethiopia.
Wow.
I'm going.
You're able to travel around the whole continent of Africa, and I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
That's right. So much to learn.
Yes.
Back to learning again.
Yep.
So when you're constantly open to learning, you grow. When you close yourself, you shrink. When you open yourself, you grow. Like the flower, and it opens up. You shrink is that you're just closing in and you just become small. I don't ever want to be small. Got to get bigger.
And bigger.
That's right. Thank you for doing this interview with me.
No, thank you. And until next time on Summertime.
Summertime. See that?
Thank you. That was dope.